welcome back. Today we're going to be going over Kevin Hanson's oil pan baffle. This is it right here, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to go under this plate. And what the baffle does, for those of you that don't know, on the GMT 360s and 370s, like the Trailblazer SS, Top Knot 7X, and several others, what'll happen is if you have enough power to do a hard acceleration, the oil can actually be pushed to the back of the pan. And this is a front sump pan, which was not the best idea, I don't think, but basically what this baffle does is it goes in there and keeps the oil from being able to slosh back to the pan, so that the oil's in the front and the oil pump's able to pick it up. So I went ahead and took the liberty of drilling the first hole. All you really have to do is just stick this guy down in here. I put a mark on the edge of the plate, as you can see, right here and right there, just so I could see where the hole was. And so basically I just put it in there, lined it up, and marked my holes. And then what I also did, I've got a stack of different size earth magnets. So I put 2 magnets right here on each side of the hole, and I also put one to the side on the bottom, just in case any of them come through the bottom. And I drilled the first hole, and you can see there's no shavings down in the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and drill the other hole right quick, and then we'll proceed. Alright, now we've got our other hole drilled, and as you can see, the magnets caught the metal shavings. And what you're going to want to do is just slide it right off of there and just kind of pinch it to make sure nothing falls off. And I'll clean those off in a minute, put them back in my toolbox, but I think that's pretty much the safest and easiest way to do it, so you don't have to worry about trying to clean your oil pan out. I might have to do something special to get the bottom one, but it doesn't even feel like there's anything on the bottom. Now I should have mentioned, you're going to be using a rivet gun, and I've got 2 3/16 rivets here, and the drill bit that I used is also a 3/16. So that's all you need to do. And the only 3/16 rivets I had were the wide ones. So I'm probably gonna have to trim that down just a little bit to get it to sit flat. As you can see, it's gonna probably hit this lip right here. So I'm gonna kind of trim one side flat so it'll sit down all the way, but there's a lot of different style rivets, so you don't have to have these. These are just what I happen to have in my toolbox. So go ahead and get that put in, get those trimmed down. And the other thing I want to mention is, when you do this, you want to make sure that you replace your oil pan gasket. It's extremely critical, even if it looks like it's okay. On this series of engine, the 5.3s and actually the 4.2s that are in these trucks, the oil pressure goes between the oil pan and the engine through these 2 ports right here. And it's actually pretty common to have a high pressure leak in this area, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint sometimes, but do not reuse your oil pan gasket. So, and there's also, it's got a rivet here and a rivet there that you need to drill out. You don't have to rivet your new gasket back down, but this is just how that came from the factory. So just note that you'll have to take like a 1/8 drill bit, and that little hole right there in the middle, you'll just barely drill into it and it'll pop right out. And you can take this off. Just make sure and clean the surface up really good. Make sure no trash gets inside the pan, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this riveted in real quick, and I'll show you the results. Alright, here we are, guys, the finished results. You can see I had to trim the side of the rivets, but you may not have to do that. I'd also like to mention that the if you miss the alignment just a little bit, it's okay to go another size up on the drill bit on the oil pan, because the rivet's actually going to bite into the baffle itself. So depending on the head of your rivet, I mean, you could even go 1 or 2 drill sizes up, and it's not going to be a problem. You just want to make sure that as you tighten the rivet, you want to pull up on it. You know, basically squeeze all this together as you squeeze down the rivet to make sure that the baffle's tight. So when you get done, you want it to be tight. If it's got any movement or it kind of rattles or flops around or anything, you need to remove the rivets and start over. So, and also I went ahead and removed the oil pan gasket. Got that cleaned up, ready for the new gasket to go on and bolted in. And as you're cleaning this pan and the bottom of the engine, which I can show you that too, as you're cleaning all this stuff, keep in mind that this stuff is aluminum, so you want to be very careful not to scratch it, like deep gouges, or you know, if you're using a tool, a power tool of some sort, you want to make sure that you always keep your tool moving evenly, long sweeps, and you know, just make sure that what you're using is not taking away a lot of material. You're basically trying to polish the aluminum. You're not trying to sand it down or anything like that. So I think that's pretty much all I got to say. The information and where you can purchase the baffle will be in the description, and look out for other content on my channel. We've got some videos on DoD deletes and different builds, so make sure you guys check that stuff out. And I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know if this helped you out, and we'll see you next time.